Welcome back to In Ohio Country today, and joining me now is Michelle Wallace. She's an extension agent from the Central State University. Michelle, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you. We have some nice weather.
Some great weather right now. We're up here in Swanton, Ohio. Tell us a little bit about the farm that we're at and what's happening today.
So this is H.O.O.V.E.S, and H.O.O.V.E.S is a special farm. They rescue livestock, and primarily horses, but today sheep. And they work with veterans, military veterans that they do restorative health. So not only restorative health for the livestock, but for the veterans. They use the livestock to help the veterans deal with issues like PTSD and to help them be able to live a normal life.
Let's talk about this farm once again. There's just a lot of different livestock on this farm, and besides the sheep, let's talk about some of the other critters running around here today.
So they've got lots of different kinds of horses. They have some miniature horses and some chickens and some goats, and I don't think you see them, but they have pigs too.
So let's talk about the connection between Central State University, which is in the Miami Valley, and up here in Swanton, Ohio. The extension really wants to try to expand all over the state of Ohio, and this is just one form of being able to do that. So let's talk about that connection between the university and Swanton in this particular farm.
So Central State University Extension has a bunch of extension educators like myself. We work out in the community, and we're an outreach. We provide an outreach for the university, and we work primarily with small farms, and we help them learn how to do what they already know how to do, but maybe we help them innovate a little bit or teach them something new. And today, for example, this farm received 6 sheep, and they didn't know how to shear them. And shearing sheep is something that you need to know how to do for the health of the sheep. Some people have sheep for the wool, but most people have sheep for the meat. This particular farm has sheep for the therapeutic qualities that the sheep provide. We're teaching them how to shear sheep today. And extension educators across the state work with these small farms to help provide outreach education and support because they need it.
You know, one of the things that we talk about with Central State University is some of the uniqueness of your extension services. And this is just another unique thing that's happening with Central State. Can you talk a little bit further about what their need is and desire to be able to provide these kind of unique connections here?
So we work with small farms and small growing operations. And we also work with alternative underserved populations. We do a lot of hands-on teaching. This is an example of a hands-on teaching event to just try and guide people through this whole process of farming. We want to try and make it as easy as possible for someone to be successful.
You know, it's interesting, too, Central State's commitment to getting back into the urban areas, too. And we're just outside of Toledo, Ohio. And this is just another fine example, number one, of some of the farms and some of the areas that are just on the outskirts of urban areas, and that connection that Central State is using to help build more awareness about agriculture in our urban areas as well.
That's right. I mean, you wouldn't know it if you were on this farm, but we are really next door to the airport, the Toledo airport, on one side and Oak Openings on the other. So within 5 minutes, you're in Toledo. But these farms exist, and they're all over the state.
Before we let you go, let's talk a little bit about your background and how you landed at Central State University with regards to ag extension.
So I'm actually the horticulture extension educator.
Okay.
And and Phil here is the livestock extension educator. So I cover Northwest Ohio. Phil covers Southeast Ohio. He had a long drive to get here today. And we have a large region, and so because we all come with maybe slightly different backgrounds, we're a really small group compared to Ohio State Extension. There's just a few of us compared, and so we have to work together in order to serve our community. And I came to Extension from North Carolina State University Extension. So I worked in North Carolina, in Durham and Montgomery County for a little over 10 years in the area of horticulture. And so that's kind of my background. But because I'm getting to know all of the farms and growing operations in my region, I'm reaching out to not just horticulture operations, but also livestock operations to see ways that we can work together. I reached out to H.O.O.V.E.S, for example, because their target audience is veterans, and that is one of our primary target audiences. And they're working with veterans also to help them see agriculture as an opportunity for a career, and starting a farm is a really good option for people who come from that background. They get to be their own boss, and we show them ways that they can be successful even coming into agriculture without owning any land.
Well, Michelle, for more information, where would people go to try to connect with some of the things you're doing in ag education through Extension?
So you'll want to go to the Central State University website, centralstate.edu, and we're actually, the sheep shearing demonstration that we're doing today will be posted on our website, and so people can get a step-by-step. We're also going to have a fact sheet that we're developing to go with it, so people can refer to both.
Well, some very exciting things, as always, happening with our friends at Central State University, one of our fine sponsors on our TV show, In Ohio Country Today. Michelle, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for coming out here and being with us.
And we'll be back with more In Ohio Country Today right after this.